Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana
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 Jai Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe
Radha Shama Sundarada Shama Sundaradi
Jaya Radha Madana Mohan Radha Madana Mohan Radhe
Radha Madana Mohan Radha Madana Mohan Radhi
Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Radhe Jai Shri Radhe
Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Sri Radhe
Gauranita Jaya Gauranitai Gauranita Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Nita Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Nita Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol
Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Gurudev Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Prabhupada Gurudev Prabhupada
Hare Krishna. Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Stotra Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai Ananda Godi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Das Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaitadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute, verses 18 and 19. Verse 18. Udaraha sarva evaite jnani tvatmeva me matam astidaha sahi yuktatma mameva nuttamam gadim. Udaraha sarva evaite jnani tvatmeva me matam astidaha sahi yuktatma mameva nuttamam gadim. Udaraha sarva evaite jnani tvatmeva me matam astidaha sahi yuktatma mameva nuttamam gadim. Hare Krishna. See the Dr. Nimadaji.
उदार ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। उदारा सर्व एवैरे ज्ञानी तु आत्मैव मे मदम् आस्तिदः स हि युक्तात्मा मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। वाइखरी माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। उदारः सर्व एवैते ज्ञानी तस्मैव मे मतम् आस्तिता स हि युक्तात्मा मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Can read the translation. Siddhartha Takroni.
All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So 19, verse 19. Bahunam janmanam mande jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamidhi samahatma sudullabha. Bahunam janmanam mande jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamidhi samahatma sudullabha. Bahunam janmanam mande jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamidhi samhatma sudullabha. Yes. Vaikhri Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
बहुनां जन्मनामन्ते ज्ञानवान् मां प्रपद्यते वासुदेवः सर्वमिति महात्मा सुदुर्लभः।
Okay. Hari Bol.
हरि
Yes.
ओम्।
Right.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Bahunam janmanamande jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamidhi samahatma sudurlabha.
And read the translation also.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashlakaya Chachurunmelidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udavadagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsta Shri Rupam Sagarajadam Sagana Raghunathavidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadhudam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Dalida Shivishagan Vidamscha He Krishna Karna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Govesha Goviga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptaganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhan Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadruvesta Kriva Sindhuviye Vacham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Udaraha sarva evaite jnani.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu mutilana.
Hare Krishna, call came, so I had to attend that. See, he was calling me for so many times. Right. Udaraha sarva evaite jnani tvatmeva me matam. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me consider verily to dwell in me. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider verily to dwell in me. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he attains me. Hare Krishna. So Krishna, in verse 15, he talks about four categories of people who are not surrendering to him. And verse 16, he gives four categories of people who are surrendering to him. So the four categories of people or devotees are, as we know, Artha, Jijnasu, Artharthi, and Jnani. So Artha, we explained in detail who is Artha and who is Jijnasu, who is Artharthi. I've been explained them in detail last classes. So Artha is a person who is always miserable, who is always undergoing the Tavatraya. And because of that, he is always praying to Krishna for relief. So he's always distressed and he's crying for relief, like Gajendra. Artharthi is a person who is always interested, who is a person who very much in Rajogun, mode of passion. He wants to attain a lot of things. And he prays to Krishna for satisfaction or fulfillment of desires. And Jijnasu, and of course, the example given is Dhruva Maharaj. And then you have Jijnasu. Jijnasu is a person who is inquisitive about this. He is generally inquisitive, spiritual life. And he knows there's something beyond this material life and material objects. There's something beyond this, and he wants to know what is that. And Jnani is a person who has discovered, who has realized that is not this body, that this material world is temporary, is Dukhalayam, Ashashwadam, that is all, and is very much a part of Krishna, who is a source of everything, who is a supreme controller. So he has understood Krishna philosophically, and is rendering services to him, and is on the verge of establishing the mellows in which he is situated. So Krishna says that such a jnani, in verse 70 he says, Tesham jnani nityayukta ega bhaktir vishishyade. Always, at all times, without deviation, ega bhaktir is not resorting to any other process. He has understood that bhakti is supreme. Bhakti is a supreme process by which Krishna could be understood. Bhakti amam abhijanati. Srimad Bhagavatam also you can find so many verses glorifying the process of bhakti. So Ega Bhaktir, without resorting to any other method, he is sticking to bhakti only. So he is, for him, I am very dear and he is dear to me. So having said that, Krishna, he said he has praised that Jnani, so others should not also be left out. We should not feel that someone should not feel that other three categories, Artha, Artharthi, and Jnasu, are not very dear to Krishna. Only Jnani is very dear. No, it is not like that. So to explain that, the question that arises in Arjuna's mind, Arjuna immediately thinks why Jnani is only dear, why others are not very dear? Is it because they are interested only in their selfish interests, or they're having material desires still with them? Krishna is not very affectionate towards them. The Krishna says, I am affectionate for them also. And why? Because Udara Sarva Evaite. They are all magnanimous souls. They are magnanimous souls. So Udara souls, magnanimous souls means their intelligence is broad. Udaradhi. And one who is Udarati, who is most intelligent? One who has understood that Krishna is the supreme controller, Krishna is the supreme personality Godhead, Krishna is the absolute, and surrendering unto him, he is the most intelligent. So he's Udarati and so he's Udara, not Kribanadhi. Kribana means narrow-minded, who is not very intelligent. He lives a life of dogs and cats, in the sense that his only interest and sense gratification. Wants to get as much as possible, wants to exploit the resources of the world. His only interest is how to increase his material enjoyment and happiness. Such a person is not considered as Udara. He's Kripana only. So Udara is a person who has realized that for all his everything, for every type of his needs, for each and everything, all his existence is dependent on Krishna. So those persons are also Udara. Although their desires are material, they pray to Krishna, they depend on Krishna, they surrender to Krishna for the fulfillment of the desires. So Krishna is very happy about that. At least, of course, they are praying to me. So they are understood, they are advanced in some respect. But Jnani tu atmeva me madam. But Jnani, the person in knowledge, because he has fully understood Krishna, absolute understanding Krishna, and understanding Krishna, na anumaniga, Srimad Bhagavatam says, na anumaniga, one who is not speculating. There is a speculative jnani and there is unspeculative jnani. So this jnani, his knowledge is not covered by speculation jnani, because he has under the perfect jnana is understanding that Krishna is supreme, Krishna is everything. So he is resorting to the person Anumaniga Jnani. Srimad Bhagavatam says, such an Anumaniga Jnani surrenders to the lotus feet of me. Krishna says, they surrender to my lotus feet. They consider my lotus feet to be everything. All in all, life and soul of their existence is the lotus feet of Krishna. So they have absolutely no material desires. And he's firmly situated, astidaha, astidaha. Astida means fully convinced, firm conviction. Sahi yuktatma, who is the firmly situated, who is astidaha? That person is yuktatma. Only the firmly convinced person are yuktatma. Yuktatma means one who is fit to reach the highest state of man uttama, man amam eva anuttamam gadi. So he is a person who is eligible for the highest achievement, the highest goal. Only a person who is fully convinced by knowledge, he is only fit, he is only eligible to reach the highest destination of Krishna's abode. Goloka Vrindavan, we are saying that Goloka Vrindavan. So they're all others are blessed souls, but devotees seated in the knowledge of worship selflessly without expecting any material gains in return. They are highest. So basically, worldly love, we have that worldly love is there. Worldly love is based on give and take. You expect something in return. We are always expecting something in return. Otherwise, there is no love. What is in it for me? Immediately, you try to love person or try to have an affection for some person, the immediate thing is, what is it for me? But he says, Krishna says, my bhakta is not like that. Krishna's bhakta is different. Here, Srila Prabhupada gives an example of Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj, he says, Krishna says to Durvasa Muni, we know that story. Durvasa Muni had an argument with Ambarish Maharaj, and Durvasa Muni tries to harm Ambarish Maharaj, but he fails miserably. Instead of trying to harass Ambarish Maharaj or trying to vanquish him, Durvasa had to run for his life. He's running from post to pillar, or he's a pillar to post. So, Bhakta is always well protected by Krishna. Durvasa unnecessarily picked up a quarrel because he was thinking high esteem of himself. Ambarish Maharaj actually had not done any offense at all, but Durvasa Muni considered this an offense, and he tried to want to punish Ambarish Maharaj, and consequently he had to run for his life. He went for his protection to Brahma, couldn't get any help, went to Shiva, also he couldn't get any help, and finally goes to Vaikunta, to Vishnu, and Vishnu also, I'm very sorry, Durvasa Muni, this chakra, the Sudarshan chakra, left my hand without my knowledge. I didn't even know that he's left my hand. It went on its own. Because everything with Krishna is sachet. It's everything is transcendent. Nothing is material. Nothing is dull. Nothing is listless. Sudarshan chakra is there's a person behind that. There's a person in Sudarshan also, called Sudarshan Deva. So when Krishna wants that, the Sudarshan Deva forms as a chakra, a wheel, and he left Vishnu Bhagavan's hand on his own because Krishna's devotee was being harassed. So Vishnu pleaded helplessness. I'm very sorry, I cannot help you because you harmed my devotee. Because I'm always controlled by my devotee. Aham bhakta paradhino nahi hi aswadandra I dvija. Aswadandra iva dvija. I am not free. I am a slave. I am bound to my devotee. Aham bhakta paradhino. I always control my devotees. Sadhuvir gasta hirdayo bhakte bhakta jana priya. There is always an intimate relationship with me and my devotees. My devotees do not know anything else other than me. That is also mentioned. Sadhava hridayam mahyam, sadhunam hridayam tuham. Devotee always dwells in my heart and I am always dwelling in their heart. Madanya te na janadi, na te janadi. Devotees do not know anything else other than me. Naham tebhyo managabi. And so similarly, I also do not know anything else other than my devotee. That is, Krishna says he knows everything. He, in verse 28 of this verse, 26 of this verse, he says, Vedaham samadidani vartamanani charjana. But he says, so here he says that I do not know anything other than my devotee. So in the 10th chapter also in the Brahma Sudhi of that prayers, Lord Brahma's prayers to Krishna, in that Brahma Vimohana Leela, Brahma prays to Krishna, Jnane prayasam udabhasya namanta eva jivandi sanmukharidam bhavadiya vartam Stane sida shrudigadam tanuvan manobhir ye prayaso jido bidavi asitrai lokyam. Jnane prayasam ubadasya namant eva. Those who, even while remaining situated in the established social position, throw away process of circulating knowledge. Stane sida shrudigadam tanuvan manobhir. Those who are situated in Savar and Stane Gadam, in all people, all living entities are placed in different positions. Although they are differently placed, those who are devotees, they throw away the process of speculative knowledge, completely eradicate this speculative knowledge, root it out from their body, words, and mind. Now, this is very difficult. Once you are into impersonal philosophy or some other process, it is very difficult because you are tainted by that. It's very difficult to get out of it and become very clean. But people with intense devotion, understanding Krishna, that Krishna is supreme, Krishna is everything, they are intensity of their devotion. Due to intensity of devotion, they are able to throw off these kind of what do you call kalmashas, stains, and dedicate their lives to these narrations which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees. And what do they do? Jnane prayasam vadasya namanta eva jivandi sanmukharidam bhavadiya vartam. Your pastimes which are coming from you, your instructions which is Bhagavad Gita is coming from you, and your pastimes narrated by your pure devotees, they are only interested and listening to that only. Ye prayaso jida jido abhi asitais trailokyam. Your Lordship, although you are otherwise controllable, unconquerable, anyone within the three worlds, this devotee who's always vibrating your narrations or only interested in listening to narrations, they conquer you. So only those persons who are only interested in listening to Krishna Kada, listening to instructions from Krishna and nothing else, only they are able to control or conquer Krishna, nobody else. So Sthane Siddhaha Shrudigadam Tanuvan Manobhi, this famous this verse, this particular line, Srila Prabhupada uses many times. And in Chaitanya Charitamrtam, Adi Leela, chapter 4, 166 and 171, 166, 171, chapter 4. Then we are in the 4th chapter now, in the morning session. So here the difference between kama and the prema is given. Kamera talparya nija sambhoga kevala. Kamera talparya nija sambhoga kevala. The real goal of kama, talparya means interest or goal, is a nija sambhoga, self sense gratification. Nija sambhoga kevala. Kevala, only they are interested in satisfying their senses. Those who are the process of satisfying your senses is called kama. Kamera talparya nija sambhoga kevala. Krishna sugha talparya matra premata pralab. Krishna sugha talparya matra prema ta prabala. So the devotees are interested only satisfying the sense of Krishna. Rishikena Rishikesha Kevalam Bhakti Ruchade. Krishna Sukha Talparya, always trying to please Krishna. Give comfort to Krishna, give pleasure to Krishna. When Krishna will be pleased, how Krishna will be pleased. And the devotees are always thinking 24 hours about that only. Krishna Sukha Talparya Matra Prema Tapravala. Ateva Kama Prema Bahuda Antara. Therefore, there's a difference, world of difference between kama and prema. Kama andadama, prema nirmala bhaskara. Kama is considered to be darkness, and prema is nirmala bhaskara, and prema is as compared to the pure sunshine. So that the difference between kama and prema. Kama belongs to material persons, prema belongs to pure devotees, is very nicely brought out in Chaitanya Charitamrtam. And in Narada Bhakti Sutra also it is given Tat Sugha Sugitvam. Very simple. Tat Sugha Sugitvam. Happiness means make Krishna happy. Love is for happiness of the beloved. If my beloved is very happy, I am happy. If my beloved is not happy, I am not happy. So, Tatsugha Sugittam. We are living for the pressure of all these devotees, Gopas, Gopis, all the Brajavasis. Their only interest is how to make Krishna happy. Start their session right from the morning. They wait anxiously for Krishna to wake up. And right from the word, Krishna wakes up, that they're trying to serve him in so many different ways, dressing up. And then under his leadership, they go to forests and have many pastimes. And even they return. And the night and evening and all that, Krishna is having pastimes with gopis. So all the Brajavasis, 24 hours, they are with Krishna. Tat Sugha Sugittam. So Krishna says, such a pure devotee is only interested in rendering devotion service to me, is very dear to me. So Krishna says to Arjuna in Adipuran, it says, Gitvacha mama namani vicharan mama sannidhau. Idi bravimite satyam kridoham tasya Arjuna. Gitvacha mama chama, always singing about my names. Vicharan mama sannidhau, keeps me close to the chest. Always singing about me. Vicharan, always thinking about Krishna, always singing his glories, always chanting his names. I'm telling you, Arjuna, I'm telling very frankly, Satyam, Brevimi Satyam, I'm telling you frankly, Kridoham Tasya. I'm a slave. Krida means such slave. And in low position. Like a servant or a menial servant. I'm a menial servant to him. Kridoham tasya charjuna. So, such Krishna, about such devotee, Krishna says, he is a person who is yuktatman, when he is only fit for attaining the highest goal, mama and anuvartana, mam eva anuttamam gadim. So, pure knowledge and rendering transcendental service. This is the difference between devotees, jnani, and others. So how that person attains this? He says, next verse, Krishna says, how a jnani attains that position. Krishna says, Bahunam janmanam ande jnanavan mam prabadhyade vasudeva sarvamidhi samhatma sudurlabha. Bahunam janmanam ande jnanavan mam prabadhyade. After many births, the person in knowledge attains me. Vasudeva attains me. Why? Then what is this real knowledge? The real knowledge is Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. So is that so difficult? Is it so difficult? In normal cases, in normal circumstances, yes. Srila Prabhupada in his speech says that it is very easy, at the same time very difficult. Very easy for persons who is completely convinced that Krishna had appeared on earth in Vrindavana 5,000 years back. He is very convinced that yes, that is true. It's not fiction. It's not imagination. It's not figment of imagination. And the person at Krishna who had appeared on the surface of earth in Vrindavan 5,000 years ago, he is the absolute Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if we are totally convinced of these two things, then the rest of the process is very easy. Otherwise, if we are not fully convinced, we do not have the knowledge, then very difficult to get faith. Everything depends on faith, and faith depends on knowledge. So, in Ramayana, it is stated, Jnanena binu nahoi paratidi, Jnanen binu nahoi paratidi, binu paratidi hoi nahim priti. Without knowledge, there cannot be faith. Paratidi means faith. Binu means without. Bina. Jnanena binu nahoi paratidi. Binu paratidi, without faith, hoi nahim priti. They cannot grow. Love cannot grow. So a person who has attained the full knowledge, complete knowledge, only he has that faith. So the real purpose of Shastras, real Shastras, like our Pramanas, Shabda Pramana, Pramana is Shabda Pramana, is to instill unshakable, unflinching faith on Krishna. That is the real purpose of knowledge. Without having this unshakable, unflinching faith on Krishna, no knowledge is good, is worthless. Or otherwise, if you don't have that firm kind of faith, which pure devotees have, then you have to go to this routine, this route. Take so many births. Be a karmi first, like other 3-4 devotees, starting from Artha, Jitnyasu, Artharthi. Slowly you progress. Get some knowledge. These 3 categories: first, karma, mixra, bhakti. they finally understand this material happiness is worthless. So they resort to the spiritual happiness. Then slowly they come to knowledge that we are not this body, we are this Brahman only, souls only. And then there is a impersonal understanding of Brahman. Compared to sunshine. And then there is slow and slowly he progresses to Paramatma realization, which is compared to the sun disk. And then you slowly progress, and then you understand that Krishna Bhagwan, the ruler of the sun planet. You realize that aspect also. So these three different aspects, Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagwan, is slowly are realized in so many births. So that is a roundabout, or can say very tedious and long process. So that requires many births. While person who has got unflinching faith, because he has got unflinching faith on Shastra, saints, and spiritual master. Shastra means words of Krishna. Guru, who is a captain, the body is compared to a strong boat. Srimad Bhagavatam mentions that. And if you have that a captain, kapitan, to lead this boat, and there are favorable winds in the name of Shastras, then it's very easy to tide across this material ocean of material existence. So when that jnani slowly realizes that Krishna is everything, and Krishna's mercy is in everything, and that is the cause of all causes, and that his material manifestation is not independent from him. This world is not independent from Vasudeva, is everything. So he is understanding Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. So Vasudeva is understood to be that Vasudeva is Brahman, Vasudeva is Paramatma, and Vasudeva is Bhagavan. Vasudeva means the presiding lord of the Vasudeva state of consciousness. Now the Jnanis, the so-called Shankara Advaitins, the followers of Shankara, they mistake or they try to interpret wrong interpretation. And the Vasudeva means all pervading only. It's only pure consciousness only, nothing else. But Srimad Bhagavatam very clearly mentions Sattvam Vishuddham Yat Vasudeva Shabdidam Yat Iyade Tatra Puman Abhavrda. So this Vasudeva state of consciousness is called Vishuddha Sattvam. The Vishuddha Sattvam is otherwise understood as Vasudeva state of consciousness. But that is a state of consciousness only, and there is a presiding deity of that state of consciousness. Yat iyate tatra puman abhavrda. When you are in that state of consciousness, then you realize that person, the person behind. Sattve chatasmin Bhagwan Vasudeve hi adakshado adokshaje. And that person is none other than Bhagavan Vasudeva. Vasudeva, Vasudeva. So Vasudeva and Shiva, Lord Shiva is speaking this verse, and he says that he adakshajo me namasavidiyade. I was paying humble obeisances to my dear Lord Vasudeva. And Vasudeva is not void as the Buddhists who like to believe. Buddhist says that it's absolute truth, it's void only. Yatad Brahma Param Sukshmam Ashunyam Shunyagalpidam. It is not void, it is imagined to be void. It is imagined to be void by Buddhists. It is imagined to be void by nirahar, without form, without qualities, that is by Advaitins. It's only imagination only. That's not real fact. But Vasudeva, by his Shaktis, energies, he perverts everything. Everything is emanating from him. And this emanation or the creation by the three different Purushas is explained very nicely in H.G.Satyavrta. That is explained. We have explained it in the initial verses of this chapter. The three Purushas, Bushavadaras, Karnadoshai Vishnu, Garbhodoshai Vishnu, Kshirodoshai Vishnu. So everything is emanating from Garbhodoshai Vishnu. Actually, the world created by Karnadoshai. Then after that, everything is emanating from Garbhodoshai Vishnu. And into the everything, including jivas and even into the minute atoms, Kshirodasai enters as Paramatma. So to confirm this, establish that Vasudeva is everything. Srila Prabhupada is quoting from Shveda Shadra. Of course, it is Purusha Sukta only. Purusha Sukta, verse 1 and 2. Sahasra Shesha Purusha, Sahasaksha Sahasrapat, Sabhumim Vishado Vritya Atyadishta Dashangulam. Sahasra Shesha Purusha. Now, this Vedic Purusha, Vedic Sanskrit in Vedas, Shirsha is used instead of Shira. In normal language, in Sanskrit, Shira is called Shira, head. But in Vedic Sanskrit is called Shirsha. So the Purusha has thousands of heads. Sasa Shirsha, Purusha. Sasa Aksha, thousands of eyes and thousands of feet. So it's unlimited. The meaning is that it's unlimited. These thousands indicate living entities. Sabhumim Vishado Avrta. He encompasses the whole universe. He rules, pervading that place that measures 10 fingers. Adishta Dashangulam. Atyadishta Dashangulam. Dasha Angulam means 10 fingers. Atyadishta means Adikrama. Atyadishta is also known as Adikrama. Adikrama is, it exceeds that. The place, the whole universe. He perverts his whole universe and then he exceeds his whole universe. So different interpretation, different the Purusha Sukta, so many acharyas has given so many bhashyas. And you will find similar verses in many other scriptures. In Brahma Samhita, you find a similar verse. Brahma Samhita is given Sahasra Shesha Purusha, Sahasrasha Sahasrabhat, Sahasrabahu Vishwatmam, Sahasramsha Sahasrashu. The pure Vishwatma has 10,000 of heads. He has thousands of eyes, thousands of feet, and thousands of arms, thousands of avataras. Sahasra Amsha Sahasrashu. Sahasra Amsha. And Sahasrashu, he creates in 1,000 ways. So Jiva Goswami has given commentary on this this Brahma Samhita. And Srimad Bhagavatam also, Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 90, chapter 90, verse 48. It is mentioned, Swedovi Asyan Adharmam, while ending unrighteousness by means of arms. Swedovi, do means arms. Asyan Adharmam, he ends all this unrighteousness or dharma throughout the world by his arms. And his arms are compared to Arjuna and others. So Arjuna, we can know that he says, Krishna, Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyasachi. You be Nimittam only. So through Arjuna, Krishna conquers all these unreligious elements. In 13th chapter also, you can find this in 14th verse, it is given. Sarvadha Panipadam Tat Sarvado Akshishro Mukham Sarvadha Shudimolloge Sarvam Arvitya Tishtadi. The Brahman has hands and feet everywhere. It has eyes, heads, and faces everywhere. It has ears everywhere. It pervades all while abiding this world. While abiding this world is, it pervades everything. Shvedra is Dashangula. In Bhagavatam, of course, we have this Purusha Suktam in second canto, 6th chapter. It is mentioned, the title itself, Purusha Sukta confirmed. Purusha Sukta confirmed is that all pervading aspect of Krishna or Supreme Personality is confirmed in that verse in chapter 6. So chapter 6 corroborates this Purusha Sukta, and of course in Vishnu Purana also we find this. So Bhagavatam 2.6.16 it says, Tenedam avardam vishwam vidastim aditishtadi. Vidastim aditishtadi. This world is provided by him and he rules by 12 fingers beyond. Vidastim is 12 fingers. In certain places it is given, in this Purusha Sutta is given Dashangulam. In other places it's called Vidastim, 12 verses. The understanding is that in the whole world is pervaded by the Purusha, and whatever you find in this whole world, the unlimited heads, unlimited arms, unlimited eyes, unlimited faces, unlimited heads, unlimited limbs, everything indicates the living entities, and he perverts everything. Shvedra Upanishad, he has mentioned 3.14.21. Shankaracharya has given a commentary on this 3.14 to 21. 8 verses in Shvedra Upanishad deals with Purusha Sutta. So in that, he says the Shankara means heart only. 10 fingers above the navel. The place of heart is 10 fingers above the navel. If you measure by 10 fingers, it is the heart only. So this heart is considered to be, it represents the world. Mundaka Upanishad says, Hridayam Vishwam Asya. Hridayam Vishwam Asya. The world represents the heart of the universal form. So Garuda Purana also says that Vidasi Matram Hridayam Astaya Vyapnude Jagat, abiding in the heart which measures 12 fingers, he perverts the whole world. So the thing is, the understanding is that Krishna is permeating the whole world and is situated in the heart also. And is situated beyond this universe also. Purushamevedam sarvam yad bhudam yacha bhavyam. Verse 2, mantra 2. First one is mantra 1. Mantra 2 says Purusha evedam sarvam. Purusham evedam. The whole, all this universe is Purusha. Yad bhudam yacha bhavyam. What existed, what will exist. Everything is the Lord. So that understanding of the Krishna, that Vasudeva Sarvamidhi, that is the highest understanding. And from that understanding comes the unshakable faith. And from faith generates a love, devotion, loving devotion service. And such a person, the person who is in this, what we can say, very unique understanding Krishna, such person is very, very rare. So this is quoted, Srila Prabhupada quotes from Chandogya Upanishad. Na vaivacho na chakshumsi na shrotani na manasi idi achakshade prana idi evakshashade prano hi evedani sarvani bhavati. One does not call this a voice, an eye, or ear, or mind. They are all called prana. Prana alone is all these things. So without prana, nothing can exist. Now you see a beautiful flower, you beautiful person, everything has got beauty. Why it is beautiful? Because there is life in it. If there is no life, there is any beauty? Once the life leaves, the whole thing perishes, decays, whether it's a flower or a person. It cannot stand. It cannot exist after life goes. And the life is the soul. And the soul is a part of Krishna. So this understanding that everything that you see, every beauty, everything that is there all around is coming from Krishna only. Person in Sattvic mode, like a poet and all that, he will describe the beautiful things like anything. This is in Sattvic mode. But you should understand also that everything that is beautiful because there is life in it. So that life is coming in from soul, and which is a part of Krishna only. So that understanding that Krishna is everything, there is another understanding of Krishna, Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. So such a person is very, very rare. Samahatma Sudurlabha. Such a person is very, very rare. And to achieve that, attain that position, we need unshakable faith on Shastras, saints and spiritual master. We need guidance from spiritual masters. And if you are able to have that, these things, naturally we can attain that position also. So thank you very much. In the next verses, Krishna will speak about people who have faith not in Krishna, but in some other things, other demigods. In verse 15, persons have no faith at all, don't surrender to Krishna. In verse 16 to 19, 16, 17, 18, 19, people, Krishna talking about the 4 categories of devotees who have faith in Krishna, who is developing faith in Krishna. And next verse on verse 20 to 23, Krishna will speak about people who have faith in demigods or persons other than Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any clarification? Right. Vancha kalpadruvascha kripa sindhubhyev cha Pitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Nandagodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.